Hey y'all, welcome to Heritage Homestead Journey. I'm Mr. Patient.
I'm Miss Katie.
And thanks for joining us here on our YouTube channel.
Well, tonight it's tonight here. We want to talk to you a little bit about some lessons we've learned, and it's also a little bit of an update from a couple of vlogs that we did, I think. So we want to talk about bugs, heat, and people. And those are some lessons we feel like we've learned from being on the road this spring in Florida. And so you want to give an update about the bugs and the rodents and all the issues that we've had?
Alright, so as you guys know, if you watched the video about ants, armadillos, and rats.
Oh my.
Oh my. We had, where we were staying, we had an infestation of those.
Well, that's not fair to say. Of the ants.
Of the ants, yeah.
Of the ants.
Well, let's just say we had uninvited guests, as I put it.
Yeah.
And so we got the little raid ant traps where they go in and eat the little poison stuff and take it back and kill all their family because, you know, that's a nice thing to do. And since we got those and on top of that we moved, I haven't
seen any.
We've had any issues. So we got the ants taken care of. I know a lot of you guys were wanting an update on that, so there you go. We're ant free today.
Well, I am an aunt. I have nieces and nephews, so I mean there's that.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of creepy crawlies, we did move to a place that we are going to tell you about in another vlog, so we'll tell you about that later, about where we are. And as far as we mentioned to you that we had rats and armadillos and other kinds of guests, uninvited guests in our other campsite. So some lessons we learned on that. Did you learn any lessons about ants?
Make sure we don't leave candy wrappers in drawers.
Well, one of us.
Yeah.
And she has long hair, and it's not me.
So you know it's not me.
So yeah, there's that, because we did have an issue with a person trying to, I don't know that she was trying to hide it, she just didn't put it up.
She just didn't throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
The drawer was quicker and easier
to hit.
We got our uninvited guest problem solved.
Yes, and well, I was going to say a lesson learned is, because the flour container, my bread flour container, I left it outside, but it was in a tight Rubbermaid container. But anyway, apparently maybe there was some flour on the outside or something. And I don't know that flour is desirable. I mean, sugar would be, and wheat.
Well,
but,
being in the container, I don't even know how the rats smelled it. But anyway.
Anyway, so I won't be leaving stuff outside like I thought that I could, even if it's in a container. So there's that. Then the heat. Now, what do you want to tell them? Maybe somebody's watching this about deciding when to travel when. You want to tell them why we decided to come down here when?
Yeah, so when we were doing our planning, we left home base in Tennessee the end of March, and we were in Florida the first part, well, all of April, pretty much. And here it is.
Well, most of it. We spent a week in Georgia, but still.
All of April, and it's the middle of May right now. And one thing that we have learned, just to give you guys a tip, if you don't desire the heat, if you don't desire the humidity, don't come to Florida April and May.
April was kind of okay.
I think the thing is, if you're able to afford a place where you can stay on the coast, where you've got a constant breeze, it's okay. But if you're having to stay a little inland so that, you know, you can reduce your cost of traveling, it gets really hot. In fact, the last place we stayed at, where we had all the uninvited guests.
Keep going.
In fact, the last place we stayed where we had all the uninvited guests was a state park, and we only had 30 amps. So, I mean, we were working one air conditioner to death. It was running all day long, never cutting off, and it was still warm in the RV. So my suggestion to you guys is, if you're thinking about coming to Florida, I would suggest doing it in the winter months. And another lesson we have learned, don't do Florida in May and September, because those 2 months, they are infested with love bugs. And if you don't know about love bugs, they're a little bitty black, I say little bitty, they're not real little bitty.
They look like lightning bugs to me.
Yeah, they look like lightning bugs, but they're a little black bug, and these things are everywhere. I mean, when you travel from one spot to another, the front of the RV is just hammered with those things. The front of the truck is hammered with those things.
Well, if they follow us on Instagram, they saw a picture of that on the Heritage Homestead Journey Instagram page.
And I mean, everybody you pass and see on the road, their windshields, the front of their RVs are just plastered with these love bugs.
Hey. The love bugs.
Oh, where do you go from
exciting
there?
And
no, they're
new.
not. No, they're not.
The love bugs. Okay.
But those things, when they get on your RV and your truck, they are like glue trying to get those things off. I mean, when we got here, I scrubbed the front of the RV for probably an hour trying to get those things off. They are absolutely horrid. So May and September, don't do Florida.
Well, and somebody at church last Sunday where we were visiting said that this was the worst they'd ever seen the love bugs, because typically they're here 2 weeks at a time in May, 2 weeks in September, and this is the first time they've seen them this bad. So, welcome to Florida Heritage Ways. Now you're yawning.
Well, it's your fault. You got me started.
Well, I don't know.
All right,
okay, so then the
other
other thing we learned is a little bit more sober-minded, but we do want to share with y'all because you're walking life with us. We appreciate y'all. Some of y'all are so kind and wonderful and sweet to comment, and we just really do appreciate everybody who takes time to watch our content and walk life with us. The other thing we want to talk about is people, but we want to talk about ourselves.
That don't sound right.
And other people. That doesn't sound right either. Well, the other day, about 2 weeks ago or 3 or whatever.
Me, you want to talk about I want to talk about number one, oh my, me, my, what I think, what I like, what I know, what I see.
We'll talk about, okay. We're going to talk about us, we're going to talk about you. All right, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we did have somebody to, I remember where we were when I got the message. We were in Siesta Key. So that was a couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, maybe, not 4. And this person was very, very critical. Now, I don't bring that up to whine and complain. I took care of it. I blocked the person because I couldn't handle it a nicer way. They didn't allow me to.
Well, and the individual wouldn't stop. They just kept on and on and on.
So that's fine, but I'm trying to use that. We tell our kids that if you don't learn from a mistake, or if you've learned from a mistake, then that's great. You've benefited. So I've not dwelled on it in a negative way, but I have thought a lot about what the person has said. She said a lot of things, some that weren't true at all. Well, most that weren't true. All were very mean. And it was just a lot of foolishness and ignorance on her part. But one thing she did say that we've been talking about and rolling around in our minds ever since.
This individual was being critical about how we were saying that we were going out on our Heritage Homestead Journey and we were going to serve people as we traveled along, and they weren't seeing that, and it looked like that we were just on vacation.
Permanent vacation.
On permanent vacation, she said. So it got us to thinking and got us to talking about it. And, the thing that we're struggling with is a lot of the content we put out there, it looks like we're on permanent vacation, but we are doing service work. We are going and meeting people, our friends that we've got here on YouTube and Instagram, and encouraging them. And the thing that we're struggling with, this is our personal struggle, is, being believers and following what the Word says, and it tells us not to do your works before men, or to be seen of men, because you've already got your reward, so you won't have your reward in heaven. So, we struggle with that verse as far as putting content out about what we're doing as far as service work, because we want you guys to see what we're doing. We want you guys to walk life with us, but at the same time, we don't want to put content out there and, basically, hey, look at what a great job we're doing, serving other people. So we kind of struggle with that, and,
It's the ice maker.
Yeah, so we kind of struggle with putting that kind of content out there, but after thinking about it, we're thinking that there may be a way, and we haven't totally figured it out, that we can put content out there that gives all the glory to God, but doesn't say, oh, hey, y'all, look at us, what we just did.
Well, it's an avenue I think we can use, and we're going to work on that. If you have any thing to say about that for us, we do know about the scripture that says about the good deeds, men seeing good deeds in order to give glory to God. So if you have something you want to say that might help us with that, and also, this is a very interesting journey we're on, and when we use the word journey, we're talking about our lives, actually, so it's a broader thing than full-time RVing, but, are we having some fun? Well, yes, obviously, yes, of course. Are we on permanent vacation? Well, no, first of all, it's not permanent because we're going to settle eventually. And are we on vacation? We don't call it vacation, but who cares what anybody calls it, really? It's what happens on the journey. But we're our channel. If you're just joining our channel, our family, our journey, our sister channel, or really our mother channel, is our brand called Heritage Ways, and we're about home, heritage, and hope. And our whole life's journey is about that. And our RV full-time travel is just a part of that.
Right.
It doesn't identify us. It's not who we are. We are not, we didn't set out to have this great vacation and full-time RV journey life and channel that we can share with everybody. And there are some many great ones out there that y'all could follow. If you're just wanting to follow somebody who's going on adventures and just really, honestly, because it costs money, spending a lot of money on a lot of great adventures for content for y'all, and that is fine. That is absolutely fine, but that's just not us. That's not what we set out to do. We're not really connected with the outside world too much, or at least we weren't before this. We didn't have TV, didn't watch YouTube, so we didn't even know people were actually doing this. I had no idea. When we set out to do this, we honestly had no idea. I know that sounds crazy naive, but so that's not our purpose. You won't see us going on grand things because we don't have, our income is very, very, very minimal. Our budget is very, very tight, and we are asking the Lord to provide along the way, but we're also asking Him to provide, and especially through you and our friends on Instagram, opportunities to serve. Social media is a vehicle we are using to connect with folks to find ways to serve. So anyway, so yes, are we on vacation? It doesn't matter if you say yes, no, whatever. Maybe, but that's irrelevant. But we're not out here just to have a grand time and just to see the nation. That's not our primary goal.
Yeah, we're looking at that as a byproduct of what we're actually trying to do.
Right. We're trying to teach the kids we're just trying to find ways to serve and encourage folks. That's really what it boils down to. So anyway, that is that. One more thing we've realized about us, or maybe I realized about myself on this, we call it leg of a trip. Anywhere from the time we leave Owen's house to the time we get back, however many months that is, we call that a leg of a trip.
So this week, and we're going to have a video come out about this, but specifically this week, we have set ourselves up at a Christian camp where we're working and serving here while we're here, and we have realized that for Miss Katie to try to do that type thing, and do YouTube and do Instagram and take care of the family, that's gotten to the point to where we realize that it's too much. That whenever we go somewhere, that it's going to have to, that I'm going to be the one that does the majority of the service work, just because, you know, when we sold our house, you know, we had distinct roles. She took care of things about the house as far as cooking and homemaking, and homekeeping, homeschooling, and you know, and I was out there working, providing for the family as the Lord would have me to provide for the family. Well, if we have come to the realization that, you know what, the Lord hasn't changed those roles. Those roles are still the same. So as we were here serving, we realized that Miss Katie's not going to be able to take care of the home if she's over there serving, you know, 5 or 6 days a week all day like I've been doing while we're here. So not that she won't ever serve, and not that we're saying she's not worthy of doing service.
Or that I'm lazy.
Or that she's lazy, because I tell you, I'll tell everybody, she is my hero. I don't know how she does all that she does for us. So we came to the realization that, you know, as we go around and we're doing these service projects,
or as you fill out applications.
Yeah, and fill out applications. I'm filling the applications out for me to do the work, because she needs to be here, you know, taking care of meals, well, homekeeping. I mean,
right. Well, because what we found out, and we've experienced just this week, if I'm out doing the work at the camp or whatever they need me to do, and then it's lunchtime, well, you know, who's going to provide our lunch? Yeah. And so it's really, we've come to the realization, because, and this goes back to the fact we're not on, you know, permanent vacation or whatever. I'm still needing, or one of us, somebody has got to cook meals, prepare meals, plan the menus, plan the grocery list, and we've still got to do all the things we would do if we were home, right. Which sometime we'll make a further video talking about the difficulties of doing what we're doing, and one of those is figuring all this out. Figuring out how it all works, and you're moving every few days, and it's just been a different kind of animal. Now, that's not to say too that I won't help. Like, we might go to a camp and they need help in the kitchen, or they need my help, and we've agreed then he would be the one to not serve at that camp or that park or whatever, right? Well, and he would stay home and cook. But one of us has to be around here
to do the homekeeping.
Yes,
things.
And that, like you said, that doesn't mean I won't ever help or serve people.
Well, so what we're saying is, if it's a long-term service thing, it's probably going to be me. You know, if it's where we go somewhere and one day, or somebody has given us an opportunity to serve for a day or part of a day, then yeah, we'll all do it.
Of course, yes.
But if it's a long-term thing, we're going to start setting it up so that I'm the one that's doing the majority of the service work, just because all of the homekeeping things that have to continue as well.
And we still do think, like, he still is publishing cookbooks and printing and getting those out whenever we have orders for those. And he's, you know, helps with the homeschooling and things. But it was just, we just realized it works better for me not to forget my role, because when we set out to do this too, I kind of took on a full-time job on top of everything else, because the whole Heritage Ways brand, getting all the content together, that takes hours and hours and hours of my week. Great number of hours. And I wasn't doing that when we had the house. So that is on top of everything else.
Well, and now that we've split the channels, that workload has increased a little bit, not a lot, but there is that extra channel that we're having to deal with. I mean, Miss Katie does all the editing of the videos. I'm taking care of the Instagram account. I'm taking care of replying to comments on the YouTube channel, Heritage Homestead Journey. So those things are my responsibility, just so that she's not having to take care of both channels totally.
Well, I just heard a knock on the wall, and I hope the kids didn't fall through the wall.
I don't see any heads.
I don't see any heads on this end. So thanks for walking life with us, y'all. If you're just here on Heritage Homestead Journey, just know that we have our, it's not a sister channel, I call it our mother channel, Heritage.
Mothership.
the heritage ways. And so we'd love to have you over there too, where we focus on home, heritage, and hope, and videos relating to that. But if you're new here to this channel, we hope that you will subscribe if you like family vlogs, travel, people in places, RV life. We hope that you'll subscribe. We really hope that you'll share, because we would love to grow the community here at the Heritage Homestead Journey. And don't forget to hit the little bell to receive notifications so you'll know when we put a video out, and which is typically Sunday night show and tell, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, some sort of content here on this channel. So thanks for walking life with us, and we will see you next time.
See ya. You're not a little creepy crawly.
No. We did move.
Where are you?
I'm not a creepy crawly. Yeah, I know I'm not. So much to tell you that we'll do that in another vlog.
What are we talking about?
Hold
So
on.
we're talking about ants.
Hold on.
I'm trying to get it in my head. Something people eat.
Bugs eating people.
Bugs eating people.
Okay, hold on. Not people in heat.
Bugs eating
Not people who bug you. Oh. Okay, it's not people who bug you, or people who are in heat that bug you, or whatever.
Bugs in heat.
Or bugs in heat.
You'll make it.
We shouldn't have done this this late.
Oh, well,
okay,
we're
all right,
started
here we go.
now.
Here we go.
Well, you got me going.
What were we talking about?
We just gave an update
Okay.
on bugs.
Here we go. Here we go. I guess just know
Yeah.
going forward that we may have
Make
those.
sure we don't leave candy wrappers in drawers. Wow.
Sorry, I keep yawning. I'm sorry. It's a hit, yeah. Good grief, I can't quit yawning. Okay.
Okay, so there's.
Why we decided to come down here when?
Yeah.
I can't quit. I'm sorry.